Hey guys, Colton here from the Even Kingdom, and welcome to part 4 of What If RWBY Had the Omnitrix. And sorry if I'm gonna be out of breath in the video before this. I am doing 2 voiceovers today, so yeah. Anyways, in the last part of the series, Ruby ended up revealing the alien tech that she ended up getting, which is the Omnitrix, and despite everything I could have done, I decided on having Ruby heal or repair Penny. So Penny is still around and doesn't need to be repaired. Doesn't really make a huge change because she still goes to Atlas, but it does mean that her father can repair her if she ever breaks again. So yeah. And Ruby just ended up taking out Roman and Neo, so there's no Neo for the future parts. And before the start of Volume 4, I ended up having Weiss stay with Ruby and Yang. This being different since Ruby and Weiss have a better relationship than they did in canon due to how close they ended up getting from a joint secret. And the fact that they work together on figuring out how it works. So now we go to Volume 4, and I only have 3 fights I'm gonna go over, so this entire first part is gonna mostly be me going over what happened between the time skip, because around a year did happen. Now, Ruby did end up learning more aliens of the Omnitrix, and also she has been using it more often. Again, like in the last few parts, she is only using it as a last resort, or in a fight she really needs it. So against normal Grimm, she's not going to use it at all, but against bigger threats, she might use an alien or two. And Weiss is actually me helping out as well. Oh heck, I think Ruby and Weiss are coming up with combination moves for Weiss and her when Ruby does go alien. And their relationships just growing. Now, I'm not settled on whether or not I'm shipping them. And I might not do it. But I am gonna say this. I will have a time skip for the end of this series. Because we do have a solid way to end in Salem. Or at least change it so we have an ending for this series. I do want to specify that if I have a way to end a series, well, RWBY What If, I will use it, and if it makes sense. So I do also sometimes make it so the characters do get in relationships. The Blake What If being the prime example of it. Anyways, we start the What If the same way we started in Volume 4. Team Ranger fighting a golem. Now, Weiss and John are both taking the strategist role. Weiss is still fighting, but she isn't in company of a lot of dust. So a lot of her actions are going to be sparingly. She can still summon, though. And do a lot of her normal glyph stuff. So she's providing support. And Ruby is actually using an alien for this. I mean, they were already struggling, so Ruby would think this is a time to use it. And the alien she's using right now is Humungosaur. Yes, she discovered more aliens. I think I mentioned this before, which I'm pretty sure I did. So yeah, expanding how many aliens she got now. And yeah, Humungosaur is doing a good job, but the golem's still replacing limbs with other nearby objects. So it's still tricky, even though RWBY does have a strength advantage against it. But they still figure out a way to defeat it, and they continue on with their journey. One mocking John for a hoodie choice that I definitely did not wear as a Halloween costume. And later, we end up going to the Tyrion fight next. Everything in the middle of it still happens, and the Blake, Ink, and Yang storyline is not going to change much. But since Weiss isn't in an atlas running away from home, we're not going to have the moments with Weiss and Yang. So, yeah. Anyways, they're continuing. RWBY has her nightmare. They find in a village and fight Tyrion. Now, this is also one of the situations where RWBY is going to use the omnitrix. And I think she was going to go for Diamond Head due to his invulnerability and also ability to manipulate crystal, but turned into a chroma stone instead. Now, still equally, or at least slightly less invulnerable than Diamond Head, but still a decent immunity. Plus, she can stay close and not worry about getting poisoned, which Tyrion is a little annoyed about, but it means he gets to slash more, so he's fine. And yeah, with Weiss there, they have a better chance of having people escape fatal blows and give quicker blows. And when Crow gets there, it's a lot easier for everyone involved. But I'm gonna say Crow, since he did a lot of the work in the canon, he would still get hit by the poison. Now, he does still tell Team Ranger and Weiss it's the story of the brothers. RWBY's still more confused than anything, and now wondering what happened with what led to the Omnitrix, and if it's the brothers' creation or if there was something before them. Since they don't really know much about them, even at this point. So yeah. And now, I am really confused on this one. I know the Omnitrix has a DNA repair system, so it can repair everyone's DNA. And it can work on diseases like cancer. But I'm honestly questioning whether or not it works with poison. It's not something affecting the DNA, it's affecting the body, but it works similar. But point is, Crow still gets poisoned and they have to rush him. But I think RWBY would at least try, and well, the question becomes, would it work? Now, I did look this up, and I have been trying, slamming my head against the wall trying to figure this part out. I'm gonna say since the Omnitrix is repairing DNA and poison is foreign to the body, that it might. I also don't know how poison works, so I know it affects the body, I just don't know if it affects through the DNA. But I'm just gonna say it's yeah, this part's the one I'm stumbling on. And it has a little bit of effect on the last fight I'll be covering, so yeah. Okay, through everything I looked, I'm gonna say the Omnitrix cannot cure poison, but if it was a DNA flaw, then maybe. Again, let me know in the comments below, so well, at least let me know whether or not you think it works or not. It's not going to really create a huge change, but it'll cause a big enough change. But yeah, they go to the next fight with the Big Grim, and that was more of a Ren and a Nora fight, but RWBY and John, and Weiss in this case, would still help help. And it's still a tricky fight, so I believe RWBY would use the omnitrix, but after Ren and Nora joins in, she would reconsider. So that fight actually goes the same. And we really don't have much left for Volume 4 because, as always, Volume 4 doesn't really change much. Also, it's focusing on each character individually rather than all together, so yeah. I guess I'll go up to before, or the fight at the school. Everything in that would happen. Ruby and Weiss would reunite with Yang, and they would all train a little bit beforehand. Ruby, having better control of the Omnitrix, shows Yang what she learned by turning into some of the newer aliens. And she has figured out how to change from alien to alien on command now. So her fight with Yang becomes a lot more difficult on Yang's half. And it's it's tricky for Yang, but she's getting good training from it. And Ruby, Weiss, and Yang still have that moment. And they all will prepare. Here, they train Oscar, yeah. Technically the same person, but still. Oscar is also very confused and terrified of the Omnitrix, but Ruby comforts him and tells him that she can control it. And so not to worry. And yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I thought it would be a lot longer, but due to how short Volume 4 is, actually I think it can cover the rest of Volume 5 here. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Shockingly. I'm going through both parts in this one part. Well, both volumes in this one part. But yeah. They get to the school, Cinder and her team's there, and the fights go as close to the way they do in canon. Weiss has a little harder of a time due to the lack of dust, but she's probably been buying some, so not as lacky as I made out to be, but she still has a harder time. But since Ruby's also using the Omnitrix at times, she can help when need be. Plus, they are still struggling in hand to hand, so Ruby would recognize this as, yeah, I need to use it. And I haven't thought of this volume yet, so this is going off the top of my head. And I'm gonna say one of the aliens Ruby turns into is a personal favorite of mine, the Blitz Wolf. Personally, I call it Wolfpack, but that's just me. Anyways, Ruby turns into the werewolf alien, and it's actually a pretty good fit for the situation. She's able to knock away people. Well, on the end, she's able to knock away the opponents, meaning Weiss has more time to summon, and her knight, which does help a little bit, even though it's in an enclosed space. And if Emerald tries using her semblance to confuse Ruby, it's a sonic howl, so Emerald would still get hit, or at least something would get hit. Plus, Ruby has better speed and strength, and with a better sense of smell. So, actually a good counter for Emerald's semblance as well, since it's only affecting the eyes, not the sense of smell. So yeah, they have an easier time taking out Cinder's team. Cinder still gets the cheap shot on Weiss. John activates its semblance. And Ruby is in the middle of trying to fight the rest of them while keeping her team safe. The events with Cinder and Raven still happen, so Cinder's still gonna be around. But they still get the relic. Yang makes peace with her mother in their own way. And Emerald, Mercury, and the other guy, I forgot his name at the moment, end up getting away. And now they're on their way to Atlas. I hope you enjoyed this video, a lot longer than I thought it'd be, but if I stopped up to where I did, it would have been a lot shorter. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, so others can see, and subscribe so you never miss another video. Now, I have another what if to work on, so I hope to see you then. Bye.